Theory of prescience, time seen through the eyes of eternity. Kardec explains that prescience is the faculty of higher spirits to perceive the chain of universal causes and effects. For them, time does not flow as it does for embodied man. Everything is projected on the same plane of consciousness, like a landscape viewed from above. The past, present, and future coexist in divine memory, not as fatality, but as a natural consequence of the immutable laws that govern the universe. God, being the supreme intelligence, sees simultaneously all possibilities and their outcomes because everything is contained in the causes He Himself established. But this does not eliminate free will. Each spirit, when acting, operates within the laws and modifies the course of effects according to their choices. Thus, prescience is knowledge of tendencies, not imposition of results. Modern physics, especially with Einstein, has shown that time is relative and not absolute. The past and future exist simultaneously in a space-time block. An observer outside this flow, in another dimension, can perceive all moments at once. Similarly, the spirit liberated from matter, not limited by linear time, sees the future as one who contemplates an entire river at once, while the man on the bank sees only the point where he is. Quantum physics reinforces this view by demonstrating that the universe is composed of fields of possibilities, where each future event exists as a probability until it becomes reality through the observer's choice. Superior spirits, knowing all laws and causes, can predict probabilities with almost absolute precision because they see the effects contained in the causes, like a scientist predicting the sunrise by the position of the stars. Prescience, therefore, is the science of perfect causality, not mystical prediction. Kardec teaches that God does not decide our actions but knows in advance all possible choices because all are foreseen in the plan of causes. Human freedom is the experience within this field of possibilities. Divine prescience is, therefore, the integral vision of the law, and the future is the present expanded in the eyes of one who has already transcended time. The neuroscience of consciousness brings a parallel. Our brain processes time in successive fractions, creating the illusion of linearity, but studies show that there are states of consciousness, such as deep meditation or near-death experiences, in which time seems to disappear, and the individual experiences the eternal now. This state reflects the perception of elevated spirits, for whom the past and the future are merely aspects of the same divine instant. The physics of information adds that the universe is an immense network of interconnected data, where everything that exists and will exist is already encoded in the energetic structure of the cosmos. God is the supreme field of information, the consciousness that contains all the codes of creation. The higher spirits connected to this field read the records of life as one would read an open book, but without altering the words written by the freedom of each soul. Kardec states that prophets and mediums endowed with clairvoyance sometimes access fragments of this higher perception. They see not the determined future but the probable trends, according to the moral state of humanity and the direction of its choices. Therefore, spiritual predictions are never absolute. They change when the causes change. Man, through repentance and good, can always alter what seemed inevitable. Particle physics illustrates this with Heisenberg's so-called uncertainty principle. It is not possible to know all the variables of a system at the same time. The future, therefore, is a field of uncertainties controlled by the laws of probability, and not a rigid line. Prescience is the gaze of one who knows the code of universal probabilities, the complete map of the possibilities of being. Spiritism broadens this understanding by teaching that higher spirits see the moral future of humanity not as a set date, but as a result of the laws of progress. They know that Earth will achieve regeneration because that is the natural direction of spiritual evolution, but they are unaware of the exact day and hour, as it depends on collective will. Thus, the future is certain regarding the goal, but free regarding the path. Spiritual philosophy teaches that prescience is an attribute of perfection. To see the future is to see the present in its entirety, and this is only possible for those who resonate in unison with the truth. Therefore, the higher the spirit rises, the more it anticipates the effects of its actions, and the more responsible it becomes for its choices. Prescience, in this sense, is also expanded consciousness, the wisdom that sees beyond appearances. Cosmic physics confirms that the forces of the universe follow unchanging equations. Spiritism reveals that moral laws follow the same principle. Causes produce effects, and good is the force of balance. Those who know the law know the future, not because they predict it, but because they live in harmony with the universal order. Kardec concludes that divine prescience is compatible with human free will. God sees everything because everything is in God, but man builds his destiny within the laws that surround him. Thus, there is no predestination but loving foresight. The future is written in the causes we create, and it changes every time the heart chooses good. Understanding the theory of prescience is understanding that time is the stage where the spirit learns eternity. What is future to us is merely a new birth of light in the infinity of creation for God. If this reflection has brought you serenity and wisdom, share it. Because understanding the theory of prescience is recognizing that we are free to choose, but never outside the loving gaze of God, who sees everything in an eternal now.